so beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Really pretty.
Oh, yes, of course.
Press that.
Is that the YouTube stream?
Well, yeah, we should be able to just.
Good morning. Welcome.
Is it on right now?
Do you have assigned seats? Nope. Okay, wherever you'd like. Okay. The seniors do. Okay, fine. Got it. Okay, fine. How are you? All right. Good. You recognize me, right? Nurse Ratchet. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Okay, I'm gonna go good.
But I'm checking.
Glad to see you.
You too.
Morning, how you doing?
Morning, welcome. There's water in the coolers in the back if you'd like to grab one. Help yourself.
All right.
Attention graduates, all seniors, all graduates, please grab a bottle of water and take your seat. We're about to begin. Thank you.
We need to hit the go button for it to change. Oh, I choose it. That's right. This is the way.
Good morning. There's waters in the cooler in the back if you'd like.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sit wherever you'd like. The seniors just have it designated. Yes. You can move the chairs around too. Welcome, good morning.
All right.
And there are waters in the cooler in the back.
All right.
There goes Ramsey. You want to see him?
The seniors have designated seats.
Let me do it one more time. Where are they?
Oh, they're right here.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All seniors, all graduates, please grab a bottle of water and take your seat over here. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay.
here and put it in the shade. Go for it. It's fine.
Zion, we late? David, you've got a house on campus. Awesome. Have you moved in yet? I'm working on it. Not fully or officially. I'm working on it. It's a process. It is, no doubt. The good news is I don't have to be out of my current apartment until I might be gone by the 15th.
Hey, friend.
I got a lot of it.
Thank you. Your lovely husband's on the way.
Cool. Yeah, I'm excited. I've been in there cleaning, planning.
Of the ceremony, Reverend Atkinson is going to say a little prayer, and then you all will depart in a line. So after the prayer, this row will start first and leave, just like in chapel. Not today, Mr. Young. And then this row, and then this row, etc. You can go back to the tree and strip down if you want to jump the lake. You don't have to jump the lake. After you strip down back by the tree, Mr. Pace will
Success?
be back there.
Yeah.
You didn't hand all yours out.
No, I have to hand them to the faculty when they line up.
Soil right here.
I shouldn't have brought my glasses.
Straight
I'm wondering, the faculty that's participating need to come down the center.
Congratulations, everybody.
Where there's no room?
Start in
Yeah, so I thought maybe,
Oh, Chuck.
yeah, let me ask him to move a little.
Back? So you want to go to the bathroom? I think the others are.
Hey, Jake, I saw
The other ones are on.
Yeah, my mom said we're going. be seated. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Please join me in prayer. Almighty God, in your will our lives are lived, and by your wisdom truth is found. As we gather by the lake this morning to celebrate this long-awaited special day, we ask for your Holy Spirit to be in our midst. Be with these graduates as they mark the end of their study at Blue Ridge School and prepare for something new. Give each of them confidence in the future you plan, and let these young men take forth the love of God and a love of neighbor as they seek to live out the core values learned here. Fill them with faith, virtue, knowledge, moderation, patience, and godliness. Be also with their families as they experience the wide range of emotions that are naturally part of this journey. We ask that you continue to bless this wonderful school and its dedicated faculty in the days ahead. It is through Jesus Christ our Lord we humbly pray. Amen.
Thanks, Mr. Young. All right, good morning. I'm Pete Bonds, Dean of Faculty and Academics, and on behalf of the faculty of Blue Ridge School, it's my honor to welcome you to our graduation ceremony for the class of 2020. Before we get going, I have some housekeeping announcements that I've been asked to share with you. You will notice that these chairs are more or less set up 6 feet apart from each other. Family groups are welcome to sit together, but otherwise we should maintain a social distance of 6 feet from one another, and we should keep our masks on. There is water that is located in some coolers back there, and that is available to anybody who wants it. Nurses and emergency medical staff are here, and if you need them, you can find them under that tent. Bathrooms are located in the Student Center directly behind you. Please wear a mask indoors and avoid any other indoor space on campus. Graduates, when you come up and get an award, do not hug or shake the hand of the presenter. You will have to express your emotions with your eyes. When you receive your diploma from Jill Kalinsky, our board chair, also do not shake hands. Just take your diploma and pose for a picture. At the end of the ceremony, when it's time for the lake jump, Mr. Pace is going to orchestrate that in a way that maintains social distancing. With regard to spectators at the lake, please stay 6 feet away from anyone who's not in your family group. And then when the lake jump is finished, there will be lunch that will be served to-go style, and family groups are welcome to eat together anywhere on these lawns here. If you have any questions about any of that, you can call me on Zoom and I'll answer. While it might be tempting for us to crowd together to take photos and to watch students jump in the lake and to hug each other and to shake hands, let's keep in mind the spirit of Brother's Keeper today and remember that we are practicing social distancing at this event to protect the most vulnerable people in our society who are not here, but whom we do not want to infect when we all go back out into the world and leave this graduation ceremony. This is indeed the most unusual graduation in the history of Blue Ridge School. But I'm happy to tell you that this will also be the most memorable graduation in the history of Blue Ridge School. For my dear friend, Mr. Jim Niederberger on the organ, this is his 50th Blue Ridge School graduation. I have only been to 10 of these, but to be quite honest, they kind of run together after a little while in your memory. But this one will always stand out. Class of 2020, you are graduating in some truly momentous times. A coronavirus pandemic is wreaking havoc across the globe. Millions of people have joined protests to confront systemic racism in this country. And according to a recent NBC News Wall Street Journal poll, 72% of Americans believe that this country is headed in the wrong direction. While it's very easy to be pessimistic about the world into which you are graduating, there's plenty to be hopeful about, and we're reminded of that this morning. Just imagine if in response to a global pandemic, first responders and frontline workers did not respond as heroically or work as tirelessly as they have. That would be a much scarier world. Imagine if in response to seeing the murder of George Floyd, Americans turned their heads, did nothing, and just accepted it as normal. That would be a country seriously headed in the wrong direction. And while it can be distressing to witness voids of leadership and courage and compassion, even at the highest levels in our society, the absence of those qualities should serve as a reminder to all of us about just how important and vital they are. And that should remind you, especially class of 2020, of your obligation to bring those things into existence in the world. We hope that some of what you've learned and some of what you've experienced in your time at Blue Ridge will empower you to do that. And we look forward to celebrating you this morning. Congratulations.
Good morning and welcome back, guys. My name is Amber Wilkins, and I am excited to kick off our awards portion of the morning today by honoring our senior class leaders. I had the privilege of co-chairing with Dr. Hermanson, the Student Council this year. And while the Student Council has representatives from all grade levels, our senior members and our senior class leaders were the backbone of the program, serving as mentors and leaders to the younger members and ensuring the strength of the group for years to come. This year's senior student council members have left a lasting legacy on the program, and their hard work and dedication to Blue Ridge will be felt for many years to come. These medals are in thanks to your service, your hard work, and dedication to all of the students here on campus. So Student Council President Mike Hahn. Student Council Vice President Cam Cooley, who I do not think is here, so I'll accept this on his behalf. Senior Class Representative Andrew Landman. And last but certainly not least, Senior Class Representative Yudo Hiraki, who is also not here, and I'll accept this on his behalf.
Thanks, Amber, for... Good morning. My name is Corey Woods. I serve on the Student Faculty Disciplinary Committee along with Mr. Graber, Mr. Cole, and 4 great students who I'll call forward shortly. Before I do so, I want to extend gratitude to each of them for their time and service. It is challenging to sit in judgment of one's peers, but these guys always approach that task with maturity and thoughtful deliberation, always seeking to find a resolution to disciplinary matters that was in the best interest of both the student involved and the school community as a whole. This responsibility is not easy, but St. George, Andrew, Josh, Trammell, you all proved to be an asset to our community.
Again, your time, your questions, your care, thank you. Please come forward to receive a medal as a token of our gratitude. St. George Donovan. Andrew Jorgensen. Tremel Thompson. And finally, Josh Megan, who is not here, so I'll accept this on his behalf. Thank you.
I'm Jim Niederberger of the History Department and the advisor to the Honor Council. Will the following please rise? Dylan Bradley, Bryce Dillard, Andrew Landman, Joseph Whalen, and I'd like also to recognize Kim Byung-Soo, Thomas Kim, who's not here. The Honor Council was the one organization that continued to function during the challenging spring of distance learning. These seniors were role models, and they conducted themselves with high standards of honesty and decency. And when they acted in a judicial capacity, they kept in mind the best interests of the student and also the best interests of the school. I want to take this opportunity to congratulate and thank you for a job well done. Will you please come forward to accept your award, Dylan Bradley. Bryce Dillard. Andrew Landman. Joseph Whalen.
My name is Vinton Bruton. I'm the Assistant Headmaster for Co-Curricular Programs, and I'm here to recognize the prefects. Prefects are our most visible leaders. Their primary duties involve leading their peers in the dorms, but their positive influence extends well beyond the dorms into all aspects of student life. And I appreciate their hard work throughout the year and in keeping that strong example even when we shifted to distance learning. So, when I'll call your name, please come forward and receive your award. Mike Hahn. Andrew Jorgensen. Andrew Landman. Andy Nwaku. Tremel Thompson. Several of our leaders weren't able to be here. I'll accept the award on their behalf. Yuto Haraki, Cam Cooley, Keegan Kozak, and Jack Lutzker.
Hello, my name is Brian Puckett. I'm the athletic director here at Blue Ridge School. Bear with me. I've been married for about 5 years, and I've been in quarantine with my 8-month-old daughter, so I have not strung very many words together in the last 5 years. First, we have a special award that's not given out every year. In fact, it's an award that has been given out only 3 times and has not been given out in over 25 years. It's an award that is established, or was established by the 3 captains of our 1975 National Championship Wrestling team. It was developed in order to honor the original awardee, David Sibley. A little background about our wrestling program back in the 70s. They're a special group of student athletes. They were part of the most accomplished program in any 5-year period that we've had in our history. They won 4 state championships and 1 national championship between 1973 and 1978. While overall, the team had very much success and shared in a lot of press and coverage, there was one wrestler that did not share in that limelight. David Silby stepped in to fill a very hard and challenging role on that team in a very challenging weight class. For those of you that know wrestling, filling all the weight classes is a really important part of being successful. Not forfeiting matches, anytime you can avoid losing 6 points in any given weight class is really important. And so the captains of that national championship team in 1975 developed an award to honor David Silby for his hard work, dedication, perseverance, and his ability to step into that role and play a major role on that team. This past week we had one of the captains from the 75 wrestling team, national champions, reach out to us, one of our alums, and have identified 2 seniors this year that he thought were worthy of this award. And so, without further ado, it's my pleasure to honor the award of the Hickey Moore Parish Award to Amon Johnson and Nathan Santos. Each year at graduation, we give out 5 senior athletic awards that are voted upon by many leaders our head varsity coaches, assistant athletic director, we get together and decide on these 5 awards. And this year, I'll start with the awards for those that are present. First, the Billy Pace Award. The Billy Pace Award goes to the senior who has shown a great deal of enthusiasm for the sports in which he's played. And the 2020 Billy Pace Award goes to Cam Cooley. Every year we give out the Eddie Ray Collier Sportsmanship Award. This award goes to the senior who has exhibited outstanding sportsmanship in all sports he's participated. The 2020 Eddie Ray Collier Sportsmanship Award goes to Levi Moss. The Frank Pendleton Award. This is an award that goes to the senior who's excelled because of hard work. The 2020 Frank Pendleton Award winner is Keegan Kozak. Our Athletic Directors Award. This is a senior who has contributed the most to a program over 4 years. This year we have co-winners of this award, so it's my honor to present the 2020 Athletic Directors Award to Isis Lewis and Amon Johnson. Finally, the Stimp Hawkins Award. This award goes to the senior who has contributed the most to the athletic program. The 2020 Stimp Hawkins Award goes to Andy Nawaka.
All right, the Scholarship Award goes to our senior who has been the most accomplished in the classroom this year and during their time at Blue Ridge School. In many years, we have to look at students' GPAs. We have to calculate them out to many, many decimal places to figure out whose GPA was the highest. That's one of the metrics we use. But this year, that was really easy. There was no one quite in this league. Mike Hahn has earned all A pluses with an occasional A. Sprinkled in throughout 4 years at Blue Ridge. His teachers love him, we will miss him, and we know he'll represent us very well as a student at UCLA next year. Congratulations, Mike.
I'm Kathy Boyd. I'm the director of the Barron Fund, and it's my great pleasure to recognize the 4-year boys in the class of 2020. Guys, when I call your name, please stand wearing your new 4-year boy hat. Sam Bennett, Julian Carrad, St. George Donovan, Dennis Fransky, Ramses Graves Coleman, Mike Hahn, Amon Johnson, Andrew Jorgensen, Chris Knight, Isis Lewis, Cruz Mike, Juno Park, Joe Quinn, Dylan Strasser, Nathan Santos, Tramel Thompson, Joseph Whelan, Jimmy Yang, and Harry Yu. You guys may be seated. And it's also my honor to announce the winners of the Alumni Award. This award is given to 3 members of the graduating class deemed by their peers as most likely to do a great job fulfilling the role of alumni class agents. In this role, these graduates will do important work to encourage their classmates to stay in touch with each other and the school, to come back to reunions and events here, and to support the school as volunteers and financial donors. Their work will ensure that Blue Ridge stays strong and healthy for many years to come. The 2020 Alumni Award will be shared by Mike Hahn, David Heifetz, and Cam Cooley.
I'm here to present the Citizenship Awards. These are presented to students who have made meaningful contributions to the Blue Ridge School community, and this is an award that's voted upon by the faculty. We have several award winners. Please come up when I call your name. Dylan Bradley. Julian Carug. Jackson Colhane. Bryce Dillard. Sasha Lushkov. Ramses Graves Coleman. Andrew Jorgensen. William Lee. Zach Wood. Winners who are not able to be here today include Thomas Kim, Jack Lutzker, and Dylan Strasser.
class of 2020. So you've graduated during the pandemic, and you think quarantine is your ally. You've merely adopted the quarantine, where I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't see the light until I was already a man, and by then, it was nothing but blinding. Oh, wait. Sorry, this really muffles your voice. That's better. It's good to see you guys in person. I really missed you. I'm glad to see Jackson found his shirt. That was good. I'm here. My name's David Welty, and by the hair, if you haven't figured it out, I'm the art teacher here at Blue Ridge. I did this because when you're a man and you have to cut your own hair, you might as well look like a beautiful unicorn, okay? I'm here to hand out the first of the major awards. Major awards, big time. And the one I'm handing out is the Sons of the American Revolution Award. And every once in a while we have somebody dressed up as George Washington hiding behind that tree over there, but luckily this year I get to give it out. The Sons of the American Revolution goes out to the senior who exhibits the qualities of dependability, cooperation, leadership, and patriotism. The student receiving this award certainly has all of those qualities. Professor Dumbledore said it takes a great deal of bravery to stand up to one's enemies, but just as much to stand up to one's friends. So working on the discipline committee certainly helped him grow in those qualities. It's not an easy leadership thing to have, and it doesn't get a lot of publicity or accolades, but it's essential to the functioning of our school. And it's also well suited to this young man because I think he really values honesty and integrity over any kind of loyalty, which is a quality I think we really need in the world right now. Over his 4 years here, he's shown an impressive willingness to engage in all our programs that we offer, in all their variety. He went on a summer trip with us to Oregon for 6 days in the wilderness after he lost all his luggage on a flight. So we had to do it with what he could pick up from Walmart. And Walmart does not prepare you for 6 days in the wild. He's also a participant in the Winter Art Program for several years, even though he probably will never be a professional artist, I can say that. But he did it with enthusiasm and energy. He's also a student of history, is fond of debate, but also a surprisingly good listener. He knows how to hear other people. He's also a legacy not only by his father, but by his uncle, and for that, he was kind of built for this place. Legend has it, he emerged from the womb, glistening in a full suit of British armor on a tiny miniature pony. And they had no choice but to name him St. George and bring him here. So come on up, get this money.
This next award is one of the oldest that the school presents and sponsored by an organization that's supported Blue Ridge School for many decades, the Albemarle chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution. Its Citizenship Award recognizes honor, service, courage, leadership, and patriotism. To this, I'd like to add that the recipient has shown perseverance, conscientiousness, humor, helpfulness, and reliability. And it's a great pleasure for me to present the DAR Citizenship Award and to accept on his behalf Levi Alexander Moss.
I'm excited. My name is Debbie Herring, part of the math department. I'm excited to present the John L. Trimmer Citizenship Award, and I'm presenting this award to a student who has fully immersed himself in the Blue Ridge School community for the past 3 years, participated as a senior class rep, honor council member, prefect, lacrosse captain, and part of my advisory for the past 3 years, and I'm really going to miss him, and I'm presenting this award to Andrew Lamman.
The Edward M. McFarland Award goes to the student who has quietly but steadily embraced the Blue Ridge School's offerings and programs. The recipient of this award has been a fixture of this community since setting foot on campus 3 years ago, mainly because he just never seemed to leave, but also because of his kindness, his sincerity, his openness, his hard work, his sense of sportsmanship and dedication. Yeah, brush yourself up a little bit so you look good. Put that jacket on. He has excelled in the classroom and on the athletic field, but most importantly, he has become a dear friend to many of you and an additional family member to some of us. Quiet and steady, definitely attributes of this fine young man's character. Embracing the many offerings and programs of this special community. No need to rattle off his resume. Again, I believe his character speaks for itself. It was a long walk from the beautiful city of Boise, Idaho, so we'll give you all the time you need to walk up here. The recipient of the Edward M. McFarland Award is Andy Uchenna. You're welcome.
My name is Trip Darren. I'm the headmaster of Blue Ridge School, and it is my honor to present the Headmasters Award to a senior for outstanding contributions to Blue Ridge School. This young man is freshly sporting a new four-year boy hat. He and I both would have been surprised at that sentence if someone had told us that would happen during the first half of his freshman year. But this guy gradually bought into the Blue Ridge Brotherhood and our community. He was given the Underclassmen Citizenship Award during his 9th, 10th, and 11th grade years. By the close of his sophomore year, this young man began to emerge as a strong leader of peers. He was elected as proctor as a junior, then as prefect and member of the Disciplinary Committee this year. His leadership is a vital part of the fabric of this senior class, his strength of character, their supporting foundation. After some struggles in the classroom as a freshman, he buckled down and earned Dean's List or Headmaster's List honors in 7 of his last 9 trimesters. He excelled outside the classroom too, playing in the varsity football team all 4 years. He was part of the 2016 state championship team. One of the best chapel speeches by a student ever was given by this guy, and he did it completely on the fly. The senior who was supposed to give the speech that day
fell ill, apparently. Half joking, Reverend Atkinson asked a chapel full of students if any student wanted to step up and give their speech. Without missing a beat, this young man came forward and delivered a great speech off the cuff. Way more important than those PR skills, though, this guy is chock full of integrity. Trustworthy yet mischievous, he can be serious-minded and fun-loving in almost the same moment. He is who my wife and I turn to once in a while when we needed a babysitter for our 10-year-old son, Jake. Jake looks up to this guy like a big brother, and he'll be really happy to know that the 2020 Headmasters Award goes to Tremel Thompson.
Okay, good morning. My name is Peter Cole, and I'm the ELL director, and that acronym stands for the English Language Learners. So I help the students who come from abroad to learn Bostonian English. I'll be fired after this, I'm sure. I always dislike having to follow Dave Welty because his 5-minute stints up here are usually something worthy for the Jim Fallon show, but I love him. The award I'm giving out today is the Roy Petty Award, and that goes to the senior who distinguishes himself by unselfish service to the community. And this boy has done this for every trimester, every year that he's been here for 3 years. Unfortunately, it's a bit longer of a walk than Boise is to get here from Tokyo. This award goes to, you've heard his name a few times already, Yuto Hiraki. He's been on the headmaster's list every trimester he's been here. He's a fantastic, wonderful young man. He's been my advisee, my advisor actually. He's helped me quite a bit as well. Just a quality young man that I know is going to make a difference in the world, and I'm so proud of him. I wish he was here. If he's streaming, Yuto, I know it's almost midnight for you, but hope you're awake, and congratulations, my friend, and yeah, thank you. I'll have to accept that award on his behalf. And he just texted me, said, guys, the $100 is for beer in 4 years, so that's how unselfish he is. So I'll take that $100 check and meet you guys in 4 years.
I'm excited to present the Thomas H. Wilcox Jr. Award, and this is an award to recognize an outstanding prefect. And not only has this student gone above and beyond as a prefect, and I know the boys on his hall really appreciated him, but he has also been the senior class vice president. He's been the recipient of a Spear Award. He's been the captain for the football team, captain for the lacrosse team, and he's just been an irreplaceable member to our advisory also, and I'm really going to miss him next year, and I'm going to accept this award on behalf of Cam Cooley.
Hello, my name is Wayne Peterson. I'm a teacher here and a robotics coach at Blue Ridge School. I'm presenting the Clark Worthington Award. This is to the seniors who had the most wholesome influence on the Blue Ridge School community during his years as a student and as a leader. This Blue Ridge School graduate has clearly demonstrated during his 4 years as a student here at BRS that he is worthy of this award. Whether it was his student leadership roles, of which he's had plenty, his extracurricular activities, which he's enthusiastically organized and participated in, and of course his love of robotics, which was his most important role here at Blue Ridge School. During his 4 years, he's always put the interests of the school and his brothers before his personal interests. In addition, this student has made a determined, conscientious effort to improve himself while at Blue Ridge School, and by doing so, has improved and enriched the lives of those around him. I present this award to Mike Hahn.
Morning, everyone. I'm Michael Herring. I'm the Director of Admission and head varsity lacrosse coach here. The ultimate award at Blue Ridge School is the St. George Award to the senior who has responded best to the Blue Ridge School philosophy and has demonstrated outstanding leadership. You've heard a number of people talk about leadership, academic prowess, citizenship, and this recipient embodies those things to the nth degree. This year's St. George Award recipient is Keegan Kozak. Keegan represents to the letter all that we hold dear here at Blue Ridge School. He's the consummate citizen, scholar, athlete. 3-time winner of the Spear Award, ostensibly for outstanding citizenship, academic achievement, and athletic prowess. Note that he was the first ever recipient of the Spear Award, and he received that award after being here for 1 month. He was voted junior class proctor, served as a senior class prefect, indicative of his leadership. He's captain of the football team as a senior, Falcon Award winner for football, which is a statewide award. He's a 2-time captain of the lacrosse team, 2-time All-VIC selection, and voted most outstanding player in the VIC for lacrosse in 2019. It was, without question, he would have been All-State this year. I'm not convinced that those at Canisius College up in Buffalo have any real idea the kind of kid they're getting in Keegan Kozak, but I'm also quite sure that they'll find out pretty quickly. Keegan is at home in Delta, British Columbia, and is unable to be here. I will accept this award on his behalf.
All right, that's the end of the presentation of awards, and we move on to now our commencement speakers. And one of my favorite traditions at this service is that rather than bring in some outsiders who have maybe some famous names, who don't know a soul, who goes to school here, or who works here, at Blue Ridge School we do it a different way. The senior class selects 2 speakers, 1 student representative and 1 faculty representative, people who they want to hear from and who will give them, in my opinion, much more profound lessons and messages. So it's my honor to present and to introduce the very first of those 2 speakers representing the student body, Mr. Tremell Thompson.
Good afternoon, everyone. I never thought I would go away for school, and never believed that my family would actually let me go away for school in the middle of nowhere for 4 years. This would be my first time in the country, and everybody knows I was in for a rude awakening. My first day coming to Blue Ridge as a football player reporting for camp was one for the ages. During that time, I was a huge Cam Newton fan, and he made the quarterback position look so easy that he persuaded me that I was going to be the next him. Standing at 5'9", chubby and slow, I was ready to lead the Barons to the state championship. Reality hit, and I was not a quarterback during that season. But I had realized what it was like to have big brothers. Freshman year was rough, especially staying in the woods for 4 to 5 days on our character ed trip. I used to hate oatmeal until I realized that was all I really had to eat. And now I learned to love it. I was very homesick my first year. I wanted to give up until my family reminded me what the goal was. The goal was to be a leader, take adventures, meet people from all over the world, and do things that you would never have the chance to do while you were home. My biggest enemy was the outdoors. Me and the outdoors do not get along. Mr. Hermanson and Mr. Brown tried to get me outside all the time. Even in the classroom, I wasn't safe. When Miss Evans grabs a stink bug and asks me, am I really scared of it? Social distancing really started when the stink bug entered the room. I decided to make Blue Ridge a great experience, not only for myself, but for my peers. I realized that giving off good energy is the key to success. People ask me a lot where I get my good spirits and high energy from, and the only people to credit is my family. That wholehearted spirit made me who I am today, but it also made you guys family for allowing me to share my good spirits with you. I was always outgoing and loved, getting to learn new things around the world. It came to a point where it was mandatory you were going to speak to me or talk to me sooner or later. That high spirit allowed me to meet my closest friends that turned into brothers. I saw bright futures in many of my brothers. For instance, Wooly, I saw what it's like to fight when you want something so bad. Keegan, I saw the most humble person in the world. And Andy, I saw what it's like to overcome adversity. On the other hand, I see Jack Dickey smiling 24/7. Isis talking about hay bales and trucks. And Josh talking about what money investments he'll be making in 2025. Mr. Dunsmore with nothing but great attributes. Dr. Hermanson smiling 24/7. Ms. Wilkins working so hard for each and every one of us. Mr. Cole making us laugh all the time. Ms. Braystead making sure we're all fine. And last but not least, Ms. Evans, the preacher of preparation. I'm going to miss telling Mr. Bennett that I will be his next star player in soccer. Or telling Coach Cade I'm the point guard he really needs in order to be successful. Obviously, he didn't see my Squire mixtape. I was told my energy is contagious and really sets the tone at times, which is why I dance. It's why I randomly smiled and always look for new memories. I would like to say thank you to the Blue Ridge community for allowing me to be the great student leader that I wanted to be. Thank you for taking in a young kid from New York and allowing him to grow from a kid to a man. Thank you for providing a safe place for me. Thank you for opening your doors to me and all my family members as they crowd the football games. To my teammates, thank you for allowing me to lead you into battle. Although we came up short, I hope you remember the hard work we put in to make it to the championship. For my teachers, thank you for allowing me to learn and be myself for 4 years here. And most of all, thank you, my brothers, for being influencers and making plenty of memories by my side. I'll remember this for a lifetime, and nothing could ever take my Blue Ridge memories away from me. Until next time, peace out.
Great job, Tramel. That's hard to follow. Ms. Benshoff reminded me yesterday, keep it under 10 minutes, and I will. I timed it. It's like 9:45. More seriously, guys, I'd like to take a moment and just draw your attention to the American flag behind you at the Student Center. You probably know it's at half-mast to honor the life and legacy of John Lewis, member of the U.S. House of Representatives from Georgia and a civil rights leader who passed away on July 17th. If you don't remember anything else I say today, take a little bit of time on your own and learn about the life of this great American. In 1863, Abraham Lincoln's Gettysburg Address included the words, "The world will little note nor long remember what we say here, that it can never forget what they did here." Lincoln was wrong about his speech being remembered, but I think his words would apply well to most graduation speeches. I suspect the graduates will remember what they've done here more than anything I have to say today. I hope you'll remember the challenges you overcame here most of all. Trammell listed a few of them that warmed my heart, especially his misery on the freshman character ed ropes trip. So I'm going to talk about two related topics. The first is an educational concept called transfer of learning, and the second is simply the word yet. So I think if you can skillfully apply the word yet, it'll help you transfer your success in high school into college. That's often a hard transition under the best of circumstances. And frankly, you're transitioning to college in uncertain and difficult circumstances. But that's okay, because I know you can do hard things. In fact, if you learn nothing else at Blue Ridge School, I want you to walk away from here being able to say, all right, I know I can do hard things. I hope we've adequately challenged you. That is always my hope for our graduates. So this idea of transfer of learning is that learning a set of skills and habits in one context can be successfully transferred to a new context. Pretty straightforward. My favorite educational influence along those lines is a man who developed the concept of transfer of learning in a unique way. Kurt Hahn was born into a middle-class Jewish family in Germany in 1886. After World War I, he started a boarding school called the Salem School in Germany. In 1933, he was arrested and briefly detained by the Nazis for speaking out against Hitler's policies. Upon his release, he escaped to England with the help of friends, and he had to start his whole life over, including starting another boarding school, Gordonstone, which is still operating today. But his major impact on the world of education came a few years later in 1941. The father of one of his students came to him with a problem that he hoped he could help him solve. And that particular man owned a merchant shipping company. And some of his ships were being sunk by German submarines. And his concern and his problem was that his young sailors were dying at sea. They were surviving the initial attack, but they would die at sea floating and awaiting rescue, while the older sailors tended to survive, while younger, healthier, fitter ones perished. As an older guy, I'm tempted to chalk this up to old man strength, but Hahn determined that, in fact, the older men survived in part because they had transferable skills and habits of thought. Specifically, although they had not been adrift at sea or had a ship sunk underneath them before, they had been through storms and various other hardships that mentally prepared them to successfully overcome new hardships without losing heart. Based on that assessment, Hahn developed a training system for young sailors that was not based on directly how to survive a shipwreck, but rather on how to endure hardships, work as a team, and serve others. In the words of one of Hahn's biographers, he was not training students to become better sailors, but rather helping them gain life experience and develop character that would be applicable to any challenging environment they faced. So he had these sailors do extended land-based wilderness backpacking trips, not unlike the freshman character ed trip, spend nights alone outdoors, and perform service work for others. Overcoming these challenges and reflecting upon them seemed to transfer well from Hahn's school to the challenges at sea. In fact, this educational approach took on a life of its own beyond wartime. Hahn called his program Outward Bound. 80 years later, it operates 28 schools worldwide, has 750,000 graduates, and it's all based on this premise of transfer. So let me give you a couple examples. So when I was 12 years old, I went to a summer camp called Camp Willow Run, and one of the things that you did there was a high ropes course. It's not unlike what you do here. Who's been up to the trapeze at some point and jumped off? Really? Like 3 guys? That's it? Okay. And what I remember is not knowing I was afraid of heights until I started climbing the tree. You had pegs in the tree, you're attached to a harness, you're supposed to climb up to this platform and jump off, gaining confidence in your ability to overcome fear of heights and hopefully the rope system. So I'm sweating, I get to the top, I'm super nervous. And I'm hugging the tree at first. I'm able to face away from the tree and kind of look out over the edge of this platform. Not at all interested in jumping off. And you know, the guys and girls in my group started going, all right, we're gonna count to 3 and then you're gonna jump. So 1, 2, 3, and I'd hug the tree. And we went through that a couple times, and finally I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this. And so I did, I jumped off. No big deal, the rope caught me, I survived. I stand here before you today. But the transfer of learning that occurred was that I was able to say, all right, I don't love heights. Like, that doesn't come naturally to me, but, you know, as a young adult, I was able to rappel off of cliffs, and I've slid down ropes from a helicopter onto a moving boat and jumped out of an airplane a few times. It was like, hey, I know I'm not going to like it, but also know I can do it, and I'll like it less if I avoid it. So that was like a positive example of learning transfer. Now the problem with this concept of transfer of learning is that it can also be a negative influence. We're over halfway done, by the way, so hang in there. A person can transfer negative things that they've learned about themselves from one context to another, in kind of this self-fulfilling prophecy. Same summer, 12 years old. I was a Boy Scout. My troop went to a jamboree, which is this large gathering of thousands of scouts from all over the United States and the world. And you do a series of competitions, and one of our competitions was to build a tower. And so we showed up, and you have a lot of sticks and logs and ropes provided, and you have to come up with a plan and build this tower. And we were doing pretty well. We built a tower. It was like three levels. I don't remember exactly how tall it was. To my 12-year-old self, it was really, really tall. And the guy, the scout that was running it, was doing a great job until he looked at me and said, Benton, hey, I need you to tie this diagonal hitch over here on the top floor of our tower. I said, I don't know how to do that. And he said, just tie something, like we're on the clock. And so that's what I did. I just tied something. And my friend Wyatt, who was our biggest scout, had to climb to the top and to test the tower, see if we could win. So Wyatt got to the first level, things are going well, knots are holding. Gets to the second level, things are going well, knots are holding. He gets to the third level, I'm like, all right, my knot's gonna work. He's up there like half a second, and my corner of the thing collapsed, and Wyatt plummeted to the ground, and I thought, oh my gosh, I've killed him. But I hadn't. He got up. He dusted off. I mean, he looked okay. He was a little scraped up. And so what I took, kind of my negative lesson from this, was I am not good at tying knots. And so I avoided tying knots whenever I could. I didn't go back to having my dad tie my shoes or anything, but it was almost that bad. And of course, that meant I didn't get any better at it. So I could have learned different lessons. I could have learned I should tie more knots. I should practice the knots I've been taught. I should work harder at developing this skill. And I eventually figured out, I think I was in my 30s when I figured out, okay, I'm no Corey Woods, but I can tie a knot. I can figure this out. I've got a decent repertoire of knots at my disposal these days. And for you guys, here's some positive traits that I think will transfer out of Blue Ridge. We're going to talk positive and negative with those two examples that should transfer well into the new context of college. Okay, in the dorms, I think you've had the opportunity to learn that you can live and work with people from different backgrounds, find common ground despite whatever differences you may have. In the classrooms, I hope you've learned that you can master new and unfamiliar material. You can get to know your teachers, ask for their help, and they're there for you. On the spring character ed trips, ropes trips, as sophomores and juniors, and in Stop Hunger Now, you had the opportunity to help other people, and I hope you found that rewarding. On your freshman and junior ropes trips, and on the athletic fields, outdoor programs, and all the things that Tramel talked about, you learn that you can do hard things and overcome discomfort. But one concern I have is that you've probably also picked up some habits of thought that you should not transfer with you. And only you know what those things are. So I want you to just think for a minute about something that you don't think you're very good at. Maybe something where your initial reaction is, I can't, or I'm not good at. Sometimes in my humanities class early on, guys say to me, I'm just not a good writer. And I ask them to just add the word yet to that, and then we can work forward from it. I'm not a good writer yet. So as you think on what those things might be for you, you can acknowledge that those weaknesses are true at this moment. You know, at the age of 12, it would have been correct for me to say, I'm not good at tying knots. The problem is when that becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, when you transfer it out of that particular context. And so a better, more accurate assessment from the my 12-year-old self would have been, I am not good at tying knots yet. So we know you can do hard things. And we know you can transfer that ability in one context to another with the skillful use of the word yet. So I just want you to think about something, again, that's not a strength for you right now. So maybe that's writing a research paper. It's okay to say, I'm not good at writing a research paper yet. Public speaking, that might be everybody but Tramel. Hey, I'm not good at public speaking yet. Waking up on time, managing your time, making it to an 8 a.m. college class, you might not be good at that yet. Being a good roommate, the list could go on and on. You see how it works. It's okay to admit to yourself that you're not good at something as long as you add that keyword yet. That lets you move forward and be successful at the next level. Through repetition and hard work, you can turn that into a strength. Thanks for hearing me out. Guys, it's really great to see you again. I wish you all future success, and I know you've got what it takes to be successful in uncertain times. Thanks.
All right, now on to the part that you guys have waited way longer than any other class for. And you've suffered through the July morning heat. That leg jump's gonna feel real good in a little while. But okay, we have come to the most important part of today, the awarding of diplomas for the class of 2020. I would like to introduce the chair of our Board of Trustees, Mrs. Jill Carey Kalinsky, please. Amongst way more important than many professional and civic accolades is the fact that she is the mother of alumnus Sam Kalinsky, class of 2013. Families, as I call a graduate's name, I ask that family, friends, and advisors present please do stand, but please hold applause until after I name his college of choice. Thank you. All right, gentlemen, you ready? First row can stand. Okay. Leading off. Xuanzhe Mike Han, class president from Beijing, China, accompanied by Aaron, Tim, and Eve Johnston, a four-year student, will attend the University of California, Los Angeles. Andrew Michael Landman, class representative from Blawnox, Pennsylvania, accompanied by David and Nancy Landman, Jackson, Charlotte, Anastasia, and Jordan Landman. A three-year student will attend Virginia Military Institute. Samuel Wells Bennett from St. George, Virginia, accompanied by Matt and Terry Bennett, Abby Bennett, and Jim and Linda Long, a four-year student, will attend James Madison University. Dylan Shane Bradley from Culpeper, Virginia, accompanied by Bill and Jennifer Bradley, Zach, Isabella, Ray Bradley, and Betty Jo Har. A two-year student will attend Mount St. Mary's, University of Maryland. Arnaud Julian Courode from Alexandria, Virginia, accompanied by Michelle Courode. A four-year student will attend the George Washington University. Jackson Sayre Culhane from Houston, Texas, accompanied by Miles, Leslie, and Quinn Culhane. A two-year student will attend Occidental College. Jackson Reese Wakeman Dickey from Richmond, Virginia, accompanied by Sarah and Pat Anderson, Alder Dickey, Tom Dickey, April and Ava Shamat. A three-year student will attend Bridgewater College. Bryce Allen Dillard from Spotsylvania, Virginia, accompanied by Troy and Sheila Dillard, Alex Dillard, Jimmy and Dot Dillard. A two-year student will attend Spotsylvania Community College. St. George Tucker Donovan from Henrico, Virginia, accompanied by Anthony, Ann, and Zunny Donovan. A four-year student will attend University of South Carolina. Charlton Russell Fox from Reston, Virginia, accompanied by Mike and Melissa Fox, Allison Fox, and Georgianne Charlton. A two-year student will attend Sewanee University, College of the South. Dennis John Franceby from Park Ridge, Illinois, accompanied by Dennis and Maria Franceby, Alexandra and Camilla Franceby. A four-year student will attend Eastern Illinois University. Alexander Sasha Romanovich Glushkov from Vladivostok, Russia, accompanied by Cade Lemke. A two-year student will attend Appalachian State University. Ramses Amir Graves Coleman from Durham, North Carolina, accompanied by Tamu Graves Coleman, Roderick Coleman, Ramia Graves Coleman, and Michael Langley. A four-year student will attend North Carolina Central University. David Matthew Heifetz from Houston, Texas, accompanied by Stuart and Irene Heifetz, Danielle Heifetz, and Benny Heifetz. A three-year student will attend Lehigh University. Aiden Charles Murphy Johnson from Morgantown, West Virginia, accompanied by Matthew Johnson and Sheena Murphy. A two-year student will attend University of Vermont. Aman Utsunomiya Johnson from McLean, Virginia, accompanied by Keiko Utsunomiya, Ryu Johnson, and Dan Manat. A four-year student will attend the University of Toronto. Andrew Patrick Jorgensen from Ashburn, Virginia, accompanied by Gregory and Kristen Jorgensen, Weston, Greer, and Nate Jorgensen. A four-year student will attend Utah State University. Christopher Patrick Knight from Williamsburg, Virginia, accompanied by Ken and Nancy Barnhart and Trevor Albro, class of 2019. A four-year student will enroll in the United States Navy. William Miles Lee from South Ozone Park, New York, accompanied by Fatima Williams and William Lee and Jody Lee. A 2-year student will attend Dodge City Community College. Charles Douglas Meadows III from Spotsylvania, Virginia, accompanied by Charles and Letitia Thompson. A 3-year student will attend the University of Tennessee at Knoxville. Andrew Uchenna Nwauko from Obowo, Nigeria, accompanied by Rebecca Houston and Macon Emery, Chris Maneka and Michael Rogers. A 3-year student will attend Boise State University. Nathaniel Adam Santos from San Antonio, Texas, accompanied by Ann and Gerald Santos. A 4-year student will attend University of Iowa. Jake William Russell Shiner from Springfield, Virginia, accompanied by Fred and Julie Lynn Shiner and Jessa Lynn Shiner. A 2-year student will attend Belmont Abbey College. Jason William Taylor from Los Angeles, California, accompanied by Paul and Jennifer Taylor, Ryan Taylor, Gaines Welton, and Andrew Taylor. A 2-year student will attend Full Sail University. Tremel DeAndre Thompson from Astoria, New York, accompanied by Chelsea Thompson, Tykel Howard, Taylor Howard, Cassandra Lamont and Robert Thompson, Ramona Coleman, Kiara Thompson, and Terry and Tracy Wisnan. A 4-year student will attend Hampton-Sydney College. John Joseph Whalen III from Hot Springs, Arkansas, accompanied by John and Isis Whalen, Rebecca Whalen, Lacey Whalen, Mildred Fuller, and Rebecca and Jillian Fuller. A 4-year student will attend Western Colorado University. Zachary Sabane Wood from Odenton, Maryland, accompanied by Hakima Wood, Katie Singer, and Victor Singer. A 3-year student will attend the American University of Paris. Finally, in absentia, and hopefully tuning in on a laptop somewhere in the world, I want to announce the following names who are also members of the class of 2020. Shunsuke Aoki, Juan Campusano, Kenyon Carter, Jack Daly, Colby Hanna, Yuto Hidaki, Thomas Kim, Trace Keening, Cameron Cooley, Keegan Kozak, Christian LaCruche, Isis Lewis, Jack Lutzker, Josh Megan, Cruz Mike, Levi Moss, Juno Park, George Pitt, Norman Pitt, Joe Chin, Luis Ruiz, Dylan Strasser, Charles Schuler, David Trewick, Jimmy Yang, and Harry Yu. On behalf of the faculty and staff of Blue Ridge School, I am very, very proud to present the graduated class of 2020. All right, guys, almost there. I'm going to turn the mic over in a minute to Reverend Atkinson. I want to take this moment to thank again parents for your partnership throughout all of the years your sons have been here, especially this past one. It has been a very, very challenging time, and you have been instrumental in helping us get these guys to the finish line today. Thank you. All right, Reverend Atkinson, I'll turn the mic over to you, sir.
All right, guys, start sizing up the lake. I jump with you. Please accept this blessing. Go out into the world in peace. Have courage. Hold on to what is good. Return no one evil for evil. Support the weak. Help the suffering. Honor all people. Love and serve the Lord, rejoicing in the power of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
All right, boys, you can head back to the tree. Disrobe somewhat, okay? Not everything, please. And Mr. Pace will set the pace for the jump into the lake. Those of us who are watching this awesome tradition, I welcome you to the rail here. Please do your best.
You still streaming?
Yeah.
Yo, what's up, Miguel Serrano? Hi, hi. Where are we going?
Gotta get you on film. Grandma, can we get everything on film?
Let's go see it. I'll be right back. I'm gonna see it.
You need to go jump at that lake, so we can do that. Let's go do it. We can do that later.
Congratulations, guys. What? All right. Good luck. Good luck. Hey, are you coming? Huh? Yeah, they run that way. You go. What's going on, man? Congratulations, man. Everything good? What college? I'm playing football. I'll take it. Yeah, I'll take it. Oh, yeah? Go. Go.
Forgot the socks.
We'll be there like around 4. What's the grumpy after your mom? What are we doing? You ready? Are we gonna go?
We going?
They got a light. Go.
Go. We going? Oh,
Go.
complete yourself.